yang ajibin dete Pancol lagi stay de Panchir America Banyi dol ban Pancol lagi stay de Panchir America Banyi dol ban wo ko jile kankar watana wachin ko gale le gyir kwa uberai le panda wadiya Panchir America Banyi dol ban ching tongo pandon ku gyir baya cheka Paku panda gyir wadiya bi Panchir America, Banyi dol ban Pancol lagi stay
Nai we kai kwa ko yirumbe ko we ko nyin wela wal ko nyin kararatka ko balle we par we nyi wala koy nom nim law nim ci chabab ci be ne ci e baru jode ban baru gabana dane barra min kilabran jam kallum gada te ne ukriji ban jaddo nyal ban ko ga karar ka aw waji ga kam jan gabana do jore ban we ban ko gam yin manyang wala na we koy tu e ko tu ga kan Goja, we call to table no. Table two. Come here. Ujala kabe ke luelge ke kachu ke Martin ke yeru ga Martin ban akinto. Kam ka fa ko we. Lanin moderator jam di te ko jiten gabana ne bajal lege mabru gale ka kun ji jale ten tila juba a ci duk ten ka yini ne ren jinga ka je duk tin nam ka pat de ga pol bi ce ka je to ka re juba dan we te yogi ka duk ci ten ci bi tin nyin chơi đom thế bên chỉ là chú ra đến chỉ là thì bữa đến bà để cắm sạch sạch yini ni shi yoga maktam de bandi wazir maktab rais Dr. Barnawa Marial a ci lel yini chu yok lo twen ku du ko li ko ga tay ko kin ko bari mo ba nong na do ten jam ga nong ki mo juba ki na lui ke do ni to ten anna ko ci de pi ngi ci la tio ci la be pintar ci la mial e loy de yin gabana du ko ga du ko be ti yi ba ni ga tawga du ko ti gol ga yitu René yo cheti kuto welke ako ide ma wur do ten presentation wen ki lo ten kim gidan do kong tie wala chanre na yu René yo ten to go du no chare ku bule lege right away le mugabala de ready ko che wen ti bi ma Look to ten ban Louis Carajo and yin Louis Carajo kuy mun bi kalampari cimbiyo yin yin ga bitan ko yin ga bana ko yin kullu ci rariya to du juba tin lui ajo na tiang ni ka ga tartan ku ka mu dinten ku ka be weji be bati ngai sikin tarka ka ci te ko tu ni chan ka ma de dube pol bi yo itan maluma elum ichogena ti chogena ran ke dan kulle ki bi le na ka chiriyo yumum da wali wala ko pol ke na tenga modere jambi ko ita rin ko un ko
Okay. Guest of honor, General Lowett, General Rin, Governor Lagos State, Deputy Governor from Madrid, members of the Assembly from Juba, members of Assembly from the Assembly to be reconstituted. So I greet you all. So my name is Paul Musbia Kuidar, and a month of Pultan Jamarumbek, who give that we are presenting today to Governor. Louis who presented to him on behalf of the students of Lagos State Irumbe University of Science and Technology. In explanation kan chi Governor who why we have decided to give him a very much target and we upon. So upon briefly, I need to go a land to lie talk the Rodan Western Lagos State or South Sudan as whole or Africa. It's one of the animals that we have. Upon a land to lie relate. Upon is so humane. It's just like human being. And on sympathy for other animals, I say not just because yen aril or whatever low to level work. Upon I should get your 18 a lander a pew carry timbers tung upon jariaj a jalamai ujalamanran. Upon now you could relate to the situation of Finman or people of Lagos State. The teaching is very good. Symbol ring is a symbol of power. Power to can obey together all of us. Power to can in measurement how far they might be. I review. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm giving something to the governor. Yeah. The power to Kenyan chain obey together. Who jala catch and poor Kajia because he is a human being. So here, rain from today onward. I should just a lot calm day. I should jump. We are made it official. So Rin is called Janafil, and hopefully by next year, Kabia graduate to a big field. So with the question of the Netherlands thinking of fine to door Tiban, I'm so hopeful.
Minutes Alik took Alej in a Bamat Niawa and Shabab, Mat Binder, Jararin to Yupur Portaloy. Kidoro, Yana came you on the Alvarcon, Achi quite coach in Vilania. Elena de Kojipur, Aichipur Pol. Elena de Ongachal Winga Jola Pangbar. Article 15 of May Resolution 15 is about promoting agriculture. But punishment to coin a doom right was not clarified. Can AIV were called B. Martin and to coin a doom right of doom Gulga Pine Bargain, but now a very clear message to them. Kada de lui ba Martin o ga idiot shabapen kujala shabapan monjang. And most of the first years, 10 years plus, Al-Shabaab and Monjang, Kagaya exhausting 80% of our state resources. Shabaab and Achika Bolt. We don't blame that. But now, by governor, that we are almost finding a way forward. You need now to be redirecting the resources, which Shabaab to pay, bigger benefiting from the resources that we own in the state. People are complaining about unemployment. Myself, I call unemployment. It is underemployment. Majority of Shabab ritual go to women are going to rely on the government payrolls. But because the wages they get cannot sustain their lives. So if we have the capacity as people of Lakes, let us be different. With the little resource we get, Honorable Governor, Chok, Shabab, Kintorino on the payrolls already, Chok, the pay rise, Chok, at least we can do that as people of Lakes. If you go to Wazarat here, only DG, Kagay Minister, Kagay Yomatabe. In fact, we are cheating ourselves. People are getting paid for the job they have not done. So, I can be held accountable. At least so I really advise your Excellency. In the recently cabinet passed budget, benang pay rise in Kubiko Yopik do was the final thing in UBN Jambi corruption. Caucasian services Kike delivered all this time. Some people were saying tax collectors. But here is the third reality. That Koja Mufrut began dispensating the resources. It's resource administration, Asia promoting learning can take. If, for example, KIA governor or the Minister of Finance would tax officers at Chiguru by 1 million, and then tomorrow and then this person will feel this money is going for individual purpose, and that individual is indifference. So I should also benefit talma of non-individual. Individual kit how in the institution we get bigger than the institution in May. This must be fought, Your Excellency. Institutions must not be, we must not be bigger than the institutions we need. It has to be the institution in a bigger, Kubera and into institution, they are a simple person, one in Barnam Yakuma. Kage Agati Ilwelke, Kugatakale, now these 27 resolutions, Kukabika Martin, Luke implemented Okshabab, Longda Abug Loy. But Shabab Pain, I think, marginalized more than anybody else. Thank you.
Our former Vice President to Sudan, our former advisor to the President of the Republic of South Sudan, our young Deputy Governor, who also will make history as the first IO Deputy Governor in our state. They are all political, military stalwarts, and I want us to salute them. My name is Pauline Riak, Ting Professor Isaac Churiak from Europe. I am the only female full professor at the public university level in South Sudan. I am currently an advisor to the United Nations Secretary General on internal displacement globally. I am the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at this university. I have the honor of being a signatory to the interim constitution of South Sudan, which was drafted here in Rumbek before we moved to Juba, and a signatory to the cessation of hostilities agreement in Addis Ababa from the High-Level Revitalization Forum. I'm also a signatory to the RCIS. I'm also a member of JMEC and the chair of the Governance Cluster Working Group of JMEC.
Ayen keden ci lol bajala lol to monja.
I am honored and humbled. Okay. I am honored and humbled to address you today on an issue that is very close to my heart. Issue related to the delivery of social services and how it relates to attaining a sustainable peace and security in our beautiful state. Idleness is the root cause of all evils. I repeat, idleness, I think, is the root cause of all evils. And the devil finds work for idle hands. For peace and security to take root and be sustained, we must get rid of persistent poverty, both physical and mental. People must be able to live a dignified and productive life. All people must know their rights and obligations under the law to the state and the nation. The courts and the legal system of justice as a whole must ensure that the rule of law is upheld and no one is above the law. Impunity must be eradicated. Now, how do we do all these things? Because they are all more easily said than done. To begin with, yesterday we were told by the MC that in this room we form the brains of Lakes State, and that we are all honorable men and women. So we are a special group, a group that the governor, in his wisdom, has called together to consult on the way forward for our state. He, the governor, should be complimented and congratulated for having the courage and the strength to listen to what the people, his people, say. Because he was given an assignment to protect the people and their properties. He did not have to consult with us. But as a wise leader knows and should know that he or she is as strong as the weakest person in his or her constituency. So here we are. Service delivery by government implies that there are services that the citizens and the taxpayers feel they should receive. And that is correct. Our Constitution, in fact, all national constitutions proclaim that there are certain basic social services that every citizen and resident in the country should receive. What are some of these? They cut across all human societies. Mulana just talked about security of property and persons, freedom of speech, assembly, association, freedom of life. But I would like to concentrate on food. Food. Clean water, education, health care, housing, proper housing, so that when the deng comes, we don't get wet when we're sleeping. Roads, electricity. The role of the executive, and you are all here, is to formulate policies and create a conducive environment for the growth and development of all these things. The ministries and the civil servants, and talking about civil servants, I feel probably the civil servants are the backbone to a strong nation. And you were asked, the governor was asked yesterday to try to recruit individuals who could become good civil servants. I will pause and talk about the word servant. Who is a servant? Yesterday I went outside and I noticed that people drank water and they dropped the bottles all over our clean compound. And I asked why. I was told that there are people employed to pick up the garbage. Servants. Okay. So the civil servants and the leaders here, if we are servants, we are supposed to be serving the people, serving the nation, serving our constituencies. A servant is not someone who is served. So we are not the ones to be served by the members of our constituency, but rather we are to serve our constituencies. That we recruited high school graduates, they are literate, high school graduates, and sent them out to their bomas to teach. But this has to be in collaboration with the people who are there. We are not imposing anything. We go out as you are going, we talk to people, and we agree that these young graduates of ours will come home with a little training from the Rumbek University of Science and Technology. We train teachers. We have a college of education. So we can train anybody. We can give a crash program, and our young, literate people can go out to teach. So we don't have an excuse. I want to tell you, I'm coming 2 weeks ago from Yambio. Western Equatoria State is leading us by far. They are also rural. They have a lot of grass, but their children are going to school. So we should not be surprised here, Your Excellency, if our civil servants are coming from places where schooling is prioritized. Public health. I was in Pagarao, and there's a clinic in Pagarao, and there was a woman who was in labor, and she was screaming. And all her friends and relatives who were women, they were also screaming. She was in labor, and the baby turned in her womb and would not come out. So I got there, maybe God was good, I got there, We put her in the car and she went. And I said, no, this should not happen in a day and age of now. We have fought for freedom, therefore we should not have to suffer. We should not have to suffer the way. In South Sudan, in case you don't know, we have the highest mortality rate in the world. The highest number of mothers die giving babies. Malu, why? I don't understand. So health care, Your Excellency, is extremely important. My staff here at the university, I have to go home. I am having stomach ache. I am having malaria. I am having, including I'm hungry, but apart from that. So we are not a healthy community. And you know, as leaders better than I do, that it's the leaders who get sick. It's not ordinary people. And when you get sick, I hear that you go to Uganda. I hear that you go to Kenya. I hear that you go to all kinds of places. And I know those places take dollars. And I know that also Gurush Mafi at home. Gurush Ali at home. So where we get leaders to be paying medical bills and we don't have Panadol here in our hospitals baffles my understanding. Illness in our state is usually related to water that we drink. We need clean, pure drinking water. I am told that in Rumbek, the water is just meters below. It is not far to dig. So the organizations that are here and say they have come to help us, it is our responsibility as government to develop a strategic plan, a strategic development plan, and share this with our friends who have come from I don't know where to help us and say, okay, you are in the water, we need water here, there. But it is not proper in this day and age for our people to be dying from drinking unclean water. A government is a government is a government. When I look at you, I as a citizen need to be proud of you. And I am proud of you. You look very smart. Huh? But I haven't been to your offices, to many of your offices. So are your offices as smart as you are looking today? Okay. I have news for you. I have news for you. This university was not as smart when we came here. It was also dirty. You know, it was like the rest of the town. But we didn't complain. And we don't have Gurush. But with the little that we have, we work with it as a team. And this is very important, Your Excellency. You cannot do anything good alone. If your team is with you, you can remove mountains. And I heard the word IO. I heard SOA. I heard OPP. And I heard FDs. And I smiled. I smiled. Because I was in Warap, working with the executive. And I said this politics in South Sudan, it is so smart. What our men have actually done is to recognize that they want to be political leaders because there are no other jobs that are good. So, because this IG is so crowded, I want to be a minister. I want to be a governor. I want to be a whatever. There's no point in going to IG because there are too many of us in IG. So let some of us from the same family go to this IO, to SO, to OPP. So I asked in the Warrap executive, go to my topic, service delivery. I am delivering service. So 3 persons stood up and I said, I don't know you, but I know that you are not IGs. One is IO, one is OPP, and the other is, I don't know. So the men are very smart. They have scattered themselves among the leadership. And we come to service. And I'm not straying from my point, Honorable MC. I'm saying that it does not matter what our political color is. We are citizens of this land, citizens of this state. It is our responsibility to work together to give service to the people of this state. And we can only do that when we put our political hats somewhere else and when we work as a team. So I was not straying, Honorable. You talked in the resolution about land distribution. If women do not have land, if young people do not have land, and they are human beings, surely there will be conflicts for land. So as a service delivery, the persons responsible for the reforms of land need to ensure that all adults have access to land for building their homes and for agriculture. Agriculture and grazing. Our cows are eating our sorghum, and that need to be looked about. This work can begin, all I'm talking about, at the ministerial level. The work can begin tomorrow, concurrently with the security sector reform drive, because the ministries have different mandates. The resolutions should all be examined in the development strategic plan. Finally, I want to request our governor to declare or to think about declaring Lake State as a national park to protect the national resources from exploitation in the years to come, and to develop a culture of preservation of our rare and gifted plants and animals. The way South Sudan is going, if that is not done, I can see all kinds of problems in the near future. Finally, and this one will hurt, and it is deliberate. I have traveled a lot, but Rumbek, I repeat, I have traveled a lot, but Rumbek, my capital city, is the dirtiest city I have ever seen next to Juba. I recommend, strongly recommend a resolution that collectively, but specifically through the Ministries of Health, Environment, Education, and the Office of the Mayor, with immediate effect, to ensure that Rumbek City and all the county towns will start a cleanup drive, and that it will be a criminal offense to litter our environment. I thank you. so that you can be served. I think all of us in this state at this moment have a golden opportunity in history to make a positive difference.
I am not playing.
Your first obligation as individuals, as citizens of the nation, as citizens of this state, is to ensure that the peace agreement is implemented. Read the agreement and do whatever is in your power to ensure its implementation, because we don't have another choice at this time. Secondly, make peace, reconcile with those who have wronged you or those you have done wrong to. And this is very difficult, not for women, but for men, for Monjang men, because of that pride that you have. And I'm not criticizing the pride, but I'm saying you become a stronger man to be able to get the hand out first to say, I am sorry. Because the person taking the hand is also sorry. So if you're able to do that, then God will bless you for the nation. Thirdly, from the resolutions that have been prepared here, in collaboration with the UN agencies at the state level, prepare a strategic development plan for the next 5 years using the other plans for the government, the national government. But focus on Lake State first. Let us continue to get our act together. Use the media to get positive messages out. Those of you who live outside, I urge you to come home to Lake State. I have been here for the past 2.5 years, and I have loved every minute of it. Come home and help us to build a better future. We have thousands of our university students outside the state and in the diaspora. The young men are running away from revenge killings, and the young women are running away from a life of marriage and babies and sustained poverty, and a society that does not give girls an equal opportunity in the education or any other sector in the state. So let us change if we want to compete in this world and to be the best we can. Give girls and women a chance. The Honorable Deng Mwendit requested our governor to employ young, qualified workers in the state to revamp the civil service that is not delivering basic services to the people. That is one place to begin. Here we have 21 resolutions from Juba, endorsed there, endorsed here. We have another set of recommendations from a similar consultation in Greater Ural. And the governor and his team have been talking to the people across this state, right down to the Boma level. Before that, we had a national dialogue, and we have a RRCs, and we have a constitution. So as leaders, we must recognize the people of South Sudan and the people of this state have spoken. It is our responsibility to hear and to do what they have said. What is important for success in Lake State, I think, is a whole of society approach. a whole of government approach. All of us must work together in a transparent and accountable manner to help the governor to lead the team of Lake State citizens forward. We must, as individuals, be willing to give more, to make more sacrifices. I know it will pay off in the long run. My final thoughts. Your Excellency, the Governor, I think the government of Lake State should use this period as an opportunity to introduce changes. I think the people of the state and across the nation are tired of war, tired of fighting, tired of hunger, tired of poverty. And I think all of us here and outside are ready and willing to cooperate, to do our individual best with any leader and any leadership team that seem to make sense, that seem to want to change our way of life for the best. So I would like to encourage you and your team to ensure, or rather to encourage, the development of county-level schools. Because we talk about education, but if we have no schools at the county level, then we are in trouble. We need to enforce the compulsory, the mandatory schooling of our children at the primary level. The law is already there, but the implementation is not taking place. I have been to many bomas in this state. I have spoken to many mothers and fathers and aunties and whoever. No one have ever told me that they do not want their children or their girls to go to school. But our people, and rightly so, are very protective of girls. I will not send my girl 3 miles through grassland to go from my home. My young girl, 7 years, 6 years, no, I will not. And that is the situation we have. So we need to bring the education to the bomas instead of taking the boma children miles away to school.
Hello, brother. Welcome. So, I have more video book play.
Era ni cho la thuel lue ma tớt ra nó coi như cho lại liệp tổng quy định quan điểm phát đầu anh bây giờ mình tôi phát đầu bây giờ liệp bây giờ bên cũng đó là bên đó chan mê tin anh chụp phim vậy lấy cha gà lôi và cam kujur kogak teman-teman dia acin kembali lari kan mamua lari awen di rakut ya mamua kapok kuat dan ban awen ini dengar dah kotor apa tu guduman kan gua war ila wendi kalau rebutan apa wadir wedi ko ji juba ga dir ke na che ke ko mor por kita por a che be boy bi mor be rienu mi ta be po tan be kan yiki kuma war pur ko be ri ngom ka ci lo kadi kalwel ko pindi tu ko ta pinga ben ko ga mana made ko ga mana lo be god ke chombe ni ke ci welwe ko ke kai welwe mu chopin aye bai lwel kal pindi tu an ko ya cha de ko ya cha de akin ta ko tu ko jot bu lewe ka ji be no ano ya pili ci taw dio lôi tôi người chịu đồng thì cho đi chuộc coi chú bảo bên cả bao nhiêu được coi election ấy như này ini kita tahu dulu kan ini cakap buat amar ayi ini ceben pandu ter malu punang pasti kakek ni mungkin siapa ceben buat ni buat ni kam dan kakek apa loi Aki la follow. Ko ya follow ko kwa ba na to follow. Ko no kwa ba follow. A che ko ya follow ke ke die. A chwar kwa ka ke kwal ke ba ni pangro a follow. Ko jo kwa jo ke na follow. Ko jo gar be jot bi ka dang bai. Ame ka follow anyang pane cho nyang ata pan ma pa. Pan ma la che ga ta sin me. Adu kutel kwa bu la yo. Achu lo ro pot kwa ba gol mu su da anon ka kan yo ka yi ke apolo ye ori o e lo ne ina podo injila ben a chan jila tial ten kan wer jila ta lo li el kan ko ja ri bu ka go ke dia apolo je ta le to o ko ya apolo a chi tuar kwa tuar doi kwa a chi da ran ja ko ben ado kam wari cho lwe ku jola nye bur ko belo godi po karaw num ko pana jeng num ku do cho la lol ado tintan men pai kampe pa mu ben a chi jai bai tu ado zero tu men ato dar tu ai kara tu kai ga de pe ke ku churi ka to ye chur ban chi kar chro la tho to to in de bi ku ye ne en jol le ya nyu timin ma fadin buku ke en kar tin kam ni bo ra bo de pan jiem en kwar ban bi nya e chin bi ga cham a chi kan a chi ko kwata le ka to ya nyu nyu ba chur ra chur yo a chan chur ma to dar to pa mu ben ka ko chi ja ya ka chi ka bai bai kwa chi ka ten no polo kwa chi ja to ten lu si kan en wa bi le wo ko le se assalamu alaikum dan yo lo na kut ko mi jala do ache ba mo ko ya no ko mi jang kunwa ko pakam ko lam to yan te chari among pin ka ka le wa ra chu ko de ban chi ka ba re te chen ben jala wa ri chi ma fa paling jar sini war ini luar itu governor Mapur Kulang ini sini ujung bay di dia le follow kita omong pin juga no kupeyo nale presiden kirmaya di letin gor ranwan kilon de loy gor war kubiran da jadi ada kana tingi cuko ni kam yunji ujala wala ada na chimichrat baloy aje mijirat baloy du ko ya mo pin du ko kan chen do den tengala kolon jan ma kur janetan ke ye mo chi lo ulet ye ka che go jo de ko la ton ban gabana kan rendring kan ke to ko ya mo pin du ko kan te chen de ki chi lo ku jela ki chi bari ye ke ele to ke tin wa to loi de long na jul ben le na matio kilo jo lo salatin o ga chi ko wer to ko ro ku ko tumal ku ko de lo air o wa to pile ngari yang pinjira loi na ra ne jam kitiong loi ra de ka chete ka chera ni to bai ten ke ra nong ti ni tin kui jan ping ni kuna ra do ten kelung fiu loi ke ke ku lo salatin a chin ke cho lung ten mo ko lung ja tan we ko ile di set en modern yo na ko ka wa ta ka loi ke ban a ke ga ile di set a ke ga che ko ai ku gam bi ka pass ko ai ku le we Daniel dio ne kichi we ku jila Daniel de munji o malwal de ne kichi we ka tai ne pianto pa ne cho le ke ablende ne kichi we mate ke ga ba lo wo salatin aka jam we aka yidwidi awe ga na kan kinachi Sudan le ya na ba ko war ko ni chopan ga ga nu yere de ma fa me cholo kon emoy like pamka kon chi ga ake ga yi zaman tiyo kan ran cheri yo ni ele yi zaman kan lake ran bi war ma fa din ran kin won de lord le bija kuna ran wo de kamal lake ni jemi fa ni jiru wi ma fa din da baka jala ma fa no be sandar ga je mu ku ga no wa chi ku do ayana lim ban buko je rubi jitie wala rubi jibat bi darin de bayamet bi ka ras kya jok kya kuma ban male ene ma fan de rumbe nos anyin male kada ku dawrun akuda yi bitie ne kam go kabakam ku yi bati bani ga tie jiman e o galo rumbe bu ma fan yor wet buga yukadi kalau kaba yuk deng nyal ne ban pakam alamale kiye county da ke wer zaman wer o ko ru uralo ba po kal be nyisin ma fa ben ka potin yen ga ro loi ti alo le kan kre na jul ban ya no ban yin jer ma te alo kre ma ni ga ka wan una chi aye pursa ga mal ke ya kwata ka ce jinon bayan gabana da yin fin ti ga ka to kan ka dije ku tane dije a kirmi ta tiyo wer bani ko yi ban ya alme ana gele da anun alo min ga wa no kiti to me ko ran gele ji ta ma do ma to ko gele yen yin dan no wa ku jila yin ma ko ko din mo ber ma de jiriya ko ran won po me ya kiti kiyere ni e bani bi wala mun da na chola le a shi mun di choktin ku ber mun choktin ku changman tin en kana abujala la jamdu yin ban rana to ku yer kana ra fodie ku ga shi la pare ne ka shi to boy rang no ku rang shi no bi yen kana ajala ra fod a yi bina chol ka ma do lo to ku bu jam ni no ni gabana yen am ko
Jom tiga bana, baca kemur pen, jelas kau dan pen di. Tahu dah. Kau kau beti kerja. Kau lagi kerja. Kerja gampang. Ini kalau wajib pun ni. Wajib pun ni ada di Lagos State awak ada apa ni? Demi panto. Kudi arwana ke je kujala be arwana ko baro chin dinyi ko fefa bag daga wanja ke le ke ban jam din ke do juba ko juba ma kur kula ko jada ma bang le ga wo ko juba wo tin juba wo jara tan wo ba yo ba ga tu ko wa lu ko chuk ting juba ko bi ben la we bi ni den awo jaten bawo kwai pastor du moyi lu juba na la be rumbe tani ban yoran juba batem juba le ko ma to ko ma juba di ta ni jam la du den bu ara le pa to kan palga war yer ma kur bulang ci nan juba ci jam awe salatin za du Awa ga awara ga God. Kujala ga tuyu. Kujala ro ka juba. Governor don't wear a sheet of a year, but you can go and I just pull by the look, by the car, look, by the car. I just put one go with you without good reading. I let you go at your own, yeah, but you know your war. I will not your war. It would have been a mad. If you are your little about you, a lot of work. A beautiful mad. No, 100 you, you are Juba. Bugala loy. Oh, cái chuyện đó nó bên dòng người Việt các bạn à. Đến bây giờ bữa rồi đi về lên các bạn à. Wow, quay nhỉ? Đến 2014. Đến bây giờ bữa rồi là bùn bê là mạnh, bùn bê cái trại. Bố cái dài. Đã lên bên em bên. Cái chuyện của bút phí bật. Kurin preji paja gamana, kurin preji dong pu kupin ben gamana I paja gamana apa ni nak dijin, paja gamana nong diciti. Wo kulen ni Allah, wo ngap lo kai.
Wo ga jom.
Kini ang kurin pengu. Jadi jilo ar kai waras piali. Ede yang bunyi dairin pen, dekat dia denen waras luar ar kai kai tu. Kapiti luar juga rumbel tanah kau betul ni lupi. Jadi jorin ring Jangan baru pun jangan nak kau juga. Kan dia ada, kan jatuh ada, kan dia ada, dia jatuh ada, ada jalan juga rumbel. Awak tu juga. Ini banyak waktu.
Yeah, so I lot to enjoy kron kadang baca lu I have more video bakal play. So yeah,
more video abaja log play lakin ambela tajalan penjuru dong ada na ya 2:30 am. So magora dia Sunday me dong kwanang show buka belo ni awai jak. So kan abaja log tap anong dikin koitin let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, so kubra jalo dong anong 2 videos akiat kena speech of governor, kujala speech of general await. So those 2 video are about to jalo tomorrow. Wait a minute. So
okay,
this video talk then I will play the chicken to class the show but you.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Kalala
Yeah.
brother. Brother, good night.
I not on board con coi gọi thịt.
Okay.
Các bạn.
Nó ra muốn để chúng ta ví dụ hóa nhận ra con là very interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah. Cái đi ăn còn.
Hello, mình chào con.
Jadi jamu.
Ai cứ phải đi cái video.
Chắc đây quên link vào là chúng ta nụ thế này nhận ra very good. But I have to come away. Chẳng có mình nào bên soon anyway. Bây giờ là concluding.
So what did the Kudong speech of governor, speech of general with when I put so these 2 important up there. So let me play more videos. So while we hang out.
Yeah, play more. Yeah, we'll show them that we are committed and we are working here because why you put me at
yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm waiting for that.
Okay.
You can do good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
For the ready guy.
Oh, what you doing where? I keep looking on the other you get. I keep looking. The other more you by no. The other take a law. You'll mind. Build a job. Take a maroon. I get the district of hotel. I did the Pulan, I did get your maroon, but I got long acting job. Over there. You go back to security. None of them go tea. You're more you can use the lip and your coach in the channel at an area. I just go to a white double quick. Amen. Every time you got Willie, I can't think you can learn to be ready for my back. Go up very good. Now let him what you go quite a big little window. Dia orang nak benda kami. Dia betul orang dia. Dia kami tu kalau. Tuan luar luar, kan kau tuan luar berjaya. Aje beri anu luar muai, kita nak baik. Luar nu anu baik. lo ko ko yebi ko men security ya o ga dai la de ma o ga ci lo wa tar ma ni ba le ci tiyo ci abalim bay ka na jol ma e ci ye ju ga mo ga do wan me ta ka do ko ba pu mi ma o be wala ra ka ko tempo aga di ci pol ko dia di ko di pelo mo bu ga de ko ni la ga din ya bu ga la ga ko jon mo na na ko yo ga lom ke ti mai kan gi ba le de ka ni chin pa le ri pa ko mai di ci di mo bu mi ba le ga te bu ting di a ji ben de mo de din de ben ran nyen di ye mo ben kwet di ba le o ga pel mo bi dia ra di ma da ju la ra din ban la di di kai rồi đi cái qua cái mẹ chứ đi là ngang ngang cái gì cả ara cái chẳng nhá đi nhá cũng mà đi cái chuyện phần chứ đừng mà đi
cái nào mà cô là để đi cái lễ hoài
aja mana nong dagi ka cukupat
orang mana jauh orang ni kadang buat pilbes
ajam keluar ka korupat
saya rudi mati ya mati nanti yang nengom ini dara
ajam tene na mari di situ gua kul
lalu rumbek
aduh dia aku mereka tidak akhirnya malah ya
ajam rumbek ka yubi kam pi jemi chin la chun pi ka de jolen piat
rumbek bena
ajam ka ko rumbek
kirli o mbaka no anye
jangan bai la ke ka jiporiam ne ka chi kan
alama liya hurumbe
achi banyo kan lo baru lo piji
aja kalau bina
ajam ke ne ka tiyo ju ko ni ne wati ne jal pi
mujam ka da he di wulu
ajam ka jalwel wulu
wala libisi je ta ka de pili
jalwel wa ruwo ko da ban ko ke ka ke tibudu
tibe na le
ajam ba di kila jogo mutum
kadi yukoluna ngirinim
naran mane
kolone pega banana buyi banana de
ujana man kichi de kilo ka bana
apa ngere di do ka di pili koto ka ki bani juga
ajam ke pan beka juba betichi ne kan tan din bikela tin
kama ma joga kiri ni pama
kumpulo luel
mula kiri na je goli da sonani yukolula bi
ajam rida ka balaleki chal lo dun we ja pa yo ka chiwo la nin
kadi kola none pe gabana na dia yukolde kolbu yiri be na garu bege
na la logi to be yin bankir ko jam gabana ka rai keren marum be len po den
tem be kama goda ga ide juba
ajam ne ko da tong ko juba ke da kan ga po
mula ide juba ko di kolmi gira
ajam ko juba ka luel man ga di lang me kila
gai na be la kanon dar pa hiri na ku yiri di
ajabe ku we bari aga ya no ku loka mar ju bari de ne pa
na yini
na chi band bi chi ka ban
shukran ge
ajam shukran do we ko juba
me ge be long ar ge na lobby
ni ko na jam ka benin
na ja ko ge na
ajam ti o kin we ti ni
lo age na lobby ni
mi da bi ni ku dian
mama gani mana ji ti maro
aga bi jala tong ke dien chi na ti
muja lona ko kama jon ma long be bel
ajam long juru tu ka jing ke balwel
long pu mi ji la baji ne ka long baragel ni da chue ba
ajam chue ba ku bargel ke na mai ma jakil
tona yotu gudi chudi be ka baragel pil be
ka chi ya long bargel
ana ma ga ji go bur ga ji bude
ajam ka chi godman ka to wala ga gi
kada ji bo rati biri ni mo ade
na ki war ga yen no ni ke yin a yen
be ka
bargel
men ka ta ban mi dor bi
a che nin
ka be na men ka ta ban ni do ra ne ka chue be
ki cho ke je ta ban ke chue be den cho ke je ta ban
ngere do la gino na ka timba para ni la ti tamane ti do
ajam ku dun ta gol du be pon mu pala twen
ona gi yine da lamere kai ko la gire ne ma ja de bo
ajam mu ke na ran mane ka bi ne li tin
be ka rumbe ke lang da ba hi
rumbe ke jang ga ko lang
to je kan opes je kan lia po ne ka ka do ka karam ho ma je lia pu rumbe ke ne ka
ajam akar jam ni ke bi rumbe lia be pir je
ba dak ne ma le ja
ajam ka bi jala piat pe
kai gam ba ji ga me gire
jam du ku pal
Syukuran ke.
Syukuran. Kipia kamlung ya jangan kipiretin natin na rayaret.
Nyaka.
Dokter Libo.
Ajam Sheikh.
Borobili beli.
Ajam kaji piapin buyitu wale ope tin pandala ruawa ji pol.
Dona pula panbar na go jodi jongo dia go ma jodi beli.
Ajam dia jala panbar duane ka lwe ka gal. Chini pol ne jam din ay jadi urba jurele ne jam din.
Kada mane ha bija ka gai ka thi.
Ajam dile om domin kutie jongu.
Hello ne kajam ndoma de ba.
Ajam bija la yo ka non thiode je ka ne no no.
Na ka don ya ka mo jakil na manda.
Mutiu mi me jakil jali o bi ko jala jadi padel.
Ikoldo bana ne jolo de ga koldo.
No rambira me yo ka.
Kadi hinyanda.
Na chi dang liu.
Hinyanda ne da kutem.
Dang bi dia le tok.
Na je ka go na nge.
Riru daten.
Dona ki jo na suna aga ka mambolo suna ko go be ka go lo kute.
Aja me ne ki e gabna lwele kana me ka jo kutima bolo kana chienge.
Bidon dia se ko ja do kana ka de anda fili bo kute.
Koi were ke nim yuara jam nong rande ache no mudu ban.
Iya ko lu suna le ke ko be ko.
Jam bara yo kana ne cheran chiran to ben ba be ran che no mudu ban.
Kera ki kadika jolo kena gote ke iti.
Mandu kunae le ka che ping.
Kadi jolo ka begi sona ja boraningo.
Aja mandu bayo ko jol yin ti ping mi di ni birin yo.
Syukuran.
Syukuran.
Okay, come on. What do you think? I could have idea.
Analysis will be tomorrow anyway. After that.
Okay, yeah, I want to blow it while.
And we got more than well bad. Who knows that out there? And where I am, down to open. I can down the very low. Run too late, and too late, when I go away. But come on, I'm a bed. I can lay it. Then I try to do it. Why do you? And then I don't make it. You know, by the the governor, you lay it. Oh, I can buy that. Here, my yard is not going to watch you lay. That's good, and how are you going to get away there? Para político. Awo de ba me kene. When be ba nda ki fion le tu ba ti ngura kan. Ko ato no lawe. Ban jukuren. Abu ki jollo ka dare. Mi do do na ki ba ka no mi ti nya da le ya. Una yo wer, pu nga be ja bu bela de do man pin. Ini ki le man tin ko. Cái đó mua tin có uống được không? Cái này anh mang tin nhở? Cho nên chỉ phải về, đừng có cho được nó. Cái đi qua đi, đừng có đang về lên biển. Aku tu orang tua dan ban chỉ là lebih jangan lo. Cuap ke, bayi nuan pin, kurang kerana lelian. Kau kau budi keraya, yo, nanti cuma ada baru ni jabat, kecilan baru dia. Wasin. Adun, waduh, luar banyak tu waduh lah, kakak piang kan. Banyak tu kakak piang. Aku capin, kerja banyak cijang. Anak aku berat badan, mesti orang kau itu dia mau kakak ke api bajan pi kamar, kalau lu jadi jantan. Kerin kan? Ini cule jawab dia. Aku cuba, wajib tu, wajib yo. Cái cho chị cái tổ, cái công an để cái cố gắng chim pin nó mới thế, phải chim qua gì ta, cho nên tôi đáng về, nãy giờ ban quan về mà cổ, vô quá chim con mới để đâu chẳng nữa, nhai cần nghe cô bé cần nghe, nhai cần nghe cô bé cần nghe, cái bên cái gái lùi bị cô bé đi không, chẳng quá cô đâu đi không, thì mình chia đá trong cái gì thế, cô mà có gì phải không, em cái gì mà mình đang là cô được thôi của mình. Quan nó còn quan cái gì anh mình,
Baja hiyo kwa nonke. Kaka banya kwa kalo. Kwa chelo. Yigen twen. Ujala yigen mal. Tibi yo bani me bi kwa la puru. Ruwan wala ga da ke chelo ti ba ta ke je. Then jam dia wi ko jiten. Kujukura duwan we ba ga chu mo.
And I feel in my burden, Governor Aramware, for the call to Malo. God, another damn the court. Lagin Kagador, I can't judge. Kamalo Luak, Kujala could. Temen walk by. Watch it, Kasi. Gan Riencha, and a told my gentleman yellow quick.
Are you up?
Yeah.
Chora you ban on you.
Kujala could.
Okay. I don't want to come to
walk by.
Yeah.
Watch it, Kasi.
Call you on the phone.
Gan Riencha, and a told my gentleman yellow quick. Can long call your you. Oh, I got a cow, I don't want to tell you that call your 2 die call for the car call a kangaroo. I think a job by then, lucky I added. Added. Then come down, look with the channel bun. Watching on the walk to her. Boca Yola work to her. La bagala chura leo. Kana kini chura ke pai. Uban wali usin. Kini ni chol bani bai. Dia chol bani bai, ira bani bai. E pai yandu yi. Kujala account dui, kujala ise dui. Ko yin ban Junub Sudan. Ban akira marka ke churi. Ikan karaj bai. Where Kiba Galia, oh, Kunanga, I took Jarod to each and bigger Garbano, Anadia, Pijama Muji Graduate Lord. Tunanga Agar Bella Jordan was the arrow of Berry Jordan and Big Bella. You got better know too, Anabeziam. Then I never buy. When I have buy, which you governor done. Jaro re to my burden. You governor dan legacy. Well, by for the long year was you. Go to mad. Who call legacy? A father. Mabruga governor. Gan 20th Fimalo. I can't lay down. You could know what you can. The chocolate bomb in there. Every word. We will clear dump Nogina, Loina Duke Kudu. A word you can. God, where was the van? The van is a leg eaten. Can Oki got out of good. Jimmy wasn't wet or out of good. Can you go to a cooking gun? A bang in a judge Dara. Kujila, Ishamba bin chua baja lo, Kujin rock, Jinkala no, Kalak Jang Charo. I can't know a man who to do it. A woman in the Jagan, the 10, Kujinka and Bed Tassigini. Kubichua Mijala see Ranfio Hiro Ganyai, Tokuto. Kujiga Anun Yellow, Bob Kajala Bear. So, kana abol kana aboli chwar kana in governor abol kana the channel go chwar kan ba ne kan ba go cha ku bo bi ja bo chen tele wo lo long man agar tin ku jala yin chota tin ko ga kan yi jali dari ku jala yin boli icha bo go ran la ni manu nyae kuraira du nok bini jala ti ku jum salati ni abu ka jala ti ye mu jini nyagra ne ko mun ma le mu lo dimin man ya ba ni ba we gani kala we ba ni le gise ba ta tu ngene kana e jan biya go to da kan ba e jan tue a ti ku nya no ba jala jana no to ja to ke ba na ba ni liu kana to tu a to ga kam ke ya na ba ko chen ko na ma tin dia ko na kana ayen bo bo tio e jan ba tu ta ka ba je ka dan
Deputy Governor, when we wrote down ban, we like a move in Gabainda, Janafil. Ye na cinta jual ye kita jual. Kalui kakalik. Kichugam, alung cibe juba, wajib kemaritan. Kegayu buka tek, wajib gam buka luitin, bain, kecol udumin, dong cedong we, ne gutok orang jam lain gudatok, bayi nyut tok dutin, rana kini mat solution ni, rana yuge cuar warga urban, amun kini rana ting ikinya nang rana ko imbai. Kasi jam lo guda to ka jam wem du kan kenek kira lo tinu andi ki wem rumah kaye tedi ba go tiu ka bala yu iken merti rana yu ke chwara mede solution yan ke ya pakam wok ayuk kamru ko pakam o ga chili optina fe ko ga chinu azin ayu doda abuloy malek chan buga kwa buga kut ka ke kan eleti american long pakam ke group lang de ke go pat ko chien ke ko chia ka ali hoten elu to kan ran lien no mena toten yan bay gachi a kilo financial tip ujona financial favor ayuj be kachila be ten coach bi ko kala luti dumre yan no mor ki nyaiten e kala dom to tu to ka amen mor chon marial man ne chon chin ku mor ku ile ne mor man ne chon chin to no pakam ko che ga ka che e chi lo oi no ina mo ara ku er beten e chi ya ko pe e man ne chon chin ke ne man ne chon chin a jala ga mi ado bi da mi ade chi te la ne chi ga ma ta ga chi ga go li di na ni ka mo ji bente bi lo ai ke lo ai bi anyo e ti e lu ti la na te kan e je tu ko gu ke na to ba yu je tu ko gu we kai ko apa na no chi le gi e to ti du i lo ti ni ben ba lo yi chu ba yi lo ye ni ta tin tin kan ne so ja ni ko ga chale.
Okay. Come on. So, Majal coach, so video ko kabu ka jabe play tomorrow. But then sini ko pa. So video check out play acha enough. So I will come jabe play but then. So I'm waiting for
Abra mari ni jale ya diria ni atisen na jeda mun weden makan. Ayen governor jam de dia den.
Jam de ben. So jam de we are waiting jam de governor we get jam general when I could abi ka ba so we are waiting for them. So chan ko dong tu network to sap ko dong fi to ko dong ade ambiso won to come back one. So they can buy by the play. So I'm waiting for those.
Okay, I'll wait for that then.
So other than that, I think let me see if I still have more video in the folder here. Let me see. So other than that, I think let me see if I still have more video in the Yeah, you're talking. So yeah, so we will be have a video by then, so we will play. So thank you for watching and comprehend call the last day. So the rest we will have video governor with the large general when I got. So all this will bring live. So wait for that. So I'll keep for watching.
It's your boy Young giving that thing. Punch your leg stand, punch it America. Banyi door, punch your leg stand, punch it America. Banyi door, walk on your leg, kankar water no watching. Oga leg, gear, pow, leg, panda with ya, punch it America. Banyi door, chingatongo pandon kujura baya cheka. Paku panda juru dia di. Stand up, punch it America. Banyi door, pan leg stand.